Well, this just in, the Anchorage School District is warning parents to expect deep cuts in the coming school year. Lauren Maxwell has the latest information. And fearing its school would close, parents in Fairbanks are making bold moves.
And temperatures fall to the lowest levels this season. I'll let you know where extreme cold warnings are still in effect.
It's one of the most exciting sporting events in the state, the Governor's Cup, happening soon.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
This just in, the Anchorage School District is warning parents to expect deep cuts in the coming school year. Lauren Maxwell has the very latest information.
Well, Rebecca, that warning came in a message that ASD sent to students and families this afternoon. It says the district is experiencing an ongoing financial crisis with a deficit exceeding $100 million, mostly due to a lack of funding from the state that has not kept up with inflation. Now, the letter says that the district has tried to minimize impacts to students, but the deep cuts are, quote, unavoidable, and their impacts will be felt throughout the community. The letter does encourage parents to become involved in the budget process. Anchorage School Superintendent Jarrett Bryant says he'll provide more details during the school board meeting. It's coming up on Tuesday, February 4th, and we'll have more. Reporter Olivia Nordyke is following the story tonight for the late edition. I'm Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
In the state capitol today, Governor Mike Dunleavy details an education bill. He's saying it's hopeful that an education package can get work done and get it done early. The education commissioner, she pointed to a recent report showing that Alaska ranks 51st in the nation in fourth grade math and reading based on standardized tests as proof of disparities between our state and the rest of the country, and says it should serve as a wake-up call to trigger a rethinking of how education funding is allocated.
That strong policy, coupled with our financial investments, directly impacts student learning. Alaska's students and educators are more than capable of success, and I look forward to the progress ahead.
Dunleavy's House Bill 76 and matching Senate Bill 82 don't include changes to the current formula used by the calculating of the school funding, but it would provide increases for homeschooling, career and technical education, and more. The Fairbanks North Star Borough School District proposing closing Pearl Creek Elementary School, so people in Fairbanks are trying to make it a magnet school. This idea was brought up during a meeting about the school's closure, and it quickly gained support from parents. Now a group of parents wants feedback on this concept. They say that the idea could help both the school district and the University of Alaska Fairbanks attract more families. And it wouldn't cost the district as much as current magnet schools that use kindergarten through 8th grade formats.
The figure that the school were presented when they talked about the magnet school costing more was looking at Barnett, which is a K through 8. And so the amount they said that it costs in addition was special teachers coming in for that 6th, 7th, 8th grade specialties. So that expense wouldn't actually exist. Our principal, Mrs. Henderson, has crunched numbers, and she's proposing to open a STEAM magnet school without any additional costs.
And she says the reduced cost would be the result of a kindergarten through 5th grade system that won't require more staff. We have a link to a survey for the concepts on our website and our mobile app. Chief Meteorologist Melissa Fry joins us now with a very welcome Friday forecast.
Yes, happy Friday to you as we head into the weekend. Some really beautiful conditions across the state, but also some really cold ones as well. Again, we still have weather alerts in place because of the extreme cold. That is true across much of South Central, especially through those higher elevations. The problem is the wind, dropping wind chill values to around 40 below. That's the areas highlighted here in teal and blue, where we also have extreme cold warnings in place as well. Out west, another round of snow is on the way for Nome and Seward Peninsula. And that's also going to spread up into the Brooks Range and to the slope, where we have winter weather advisories and blizzard warnings in effect. Otherwise, those temperatures, again, pretty extreme when you factor in the wind chill, especially up on the slope. 51 below right now in Dead Horse, 44 below at Anning-Tuvik Pass. With conditions like that, you can get frostbite in as little as 10 minutes with exposed skin. So use extra caution. We are going to continue to see temperatures dropping below zero across the interior, not even including the wind chill. still currently at 38 below in Fort Yukon and 22 below in Fairbanks. Across South Central, temperatures right back below zero. In the valley tonight, back to 24 below right now in Golcana, 3 degrees in Anchorage. It is beautiful. Nice little sunset for us tonight with that temperature again holding in the single digits. But overnight, most of us are headed back below zero from Anchorage to the slope. We will see temperatures in the single digits across southeast. That sunshine is back tomorrow with the exception of Nome, where we will get some more snow. And I'll have a look at the full extended and statewide forecasts here in a few minutes.
New in the last half hour, the Iditarod Trail Committee announced the race will take the southern route this year as planned. Now, there were concerns because of the weather and snow conditions. The committee says some course modifications are needed, including the official restart that's traditionally at Willow Lake. Another chapter of one of Alaska's longest-standing rivalries unfolds tonight with Game 4 of the Governor's Cup Series. Sports director Jordan Rodenberger joins us from Fairbanks with the preview.
Yeah, this matchup doesn't need much introduction or much hyping up. We got the Governor's Cup between UAA and UAF, and I got Adrian Peterson, Fairbanks reporter, coming in with us here. And I know that these fans here have been waiting for this matchup for a while. The first time these two teams will be in Fairbanks playing against each other.
And better yet, it's going to be the first time that UAA is going to have a chance to check out the Carlson's new ice rink. They shrunk it down from an Olympic-sized ice sheet to an NHL-sized ice sheet. So the boys from UAA might find it to be a bit of a speedier game.
Yeah, definitely. That used to be an advantage, Olympic-size ice, huge for the Nanooks. Now, same size, NHL-size ice there. In this matchup, the 186th of all time in this battle for state supremacy. But lately, it's been the Nooks ruling the North. They've won 13 straight Governor's Cups. However, UAA is leading this one 2-1 so far this year. So we caught up with head coach of the Nanooks, Eric Largent, ahead of this one on his thoughts between the historic matchup.
Yeah, both these programs, it means a lot, right? For us, it's our playoffs. For them, it's their playoffs. So we understand that. You know, the older guys have done a good job of explaining it and talking about it in the locker room, and I think it's going to carry over here into this weekend.
Well, Adrian, we're just about an hour away from puck drop. Fans are coming in. What are you looking forward to and most excited about here this weekend?
Well, as a UAF alum, I want to see your team go down. I know you're a UAA alum, so we'll see how it shakes out.
I know. I've been growing up going to these games my whole life. From Fairbanks, going up here in Fairbanks at the Carlson Center, and then a student at UAA and reporter for UAA, so allegiances all over the place. I don't have to explain to me how much this game means between these two programs and what it means to hockey in the state of Alaska. So looking forward to...
Looks like they're going to have a good time. Still ahead, a way for Alaska Native children to practice the language. You'll want to see this app and an update on how you can celebrate Black History Month.
You're watching Alaska's news source.
How to save an endangered language is a challenge facing all of Alaska's Indigenous people. Eric Soul looks at one group's approach that involves reaching people when they're young, an app that just won its 4th educational award this past November.
Aklut beads.
You're hearing cultural preservation.
Now it is your turn to say it. Aklut.
It's an app designed to help teach the Suxton language to preschool-aged children.
Nunaka means my village.
Nunaka was designed by Chugachmute, a consortium serving the tribes of Alaska's Chugach region, the area of Alaska mostly along the coast of the Kenai Peninsula, where Suxton would be spoken.
20 years ago, it was only taught in homes by parents who felt that it was an important thing.
Chamai.
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 It makes you practice.
Chugachmute's educational director says there's likely less than 30 fluent speakers left in the Chugach region.
Chamai.
All of our communities have in common that Suxton has been critically endangered for all of my lifetime. And the rate of endangerment is just getting worse with each year.
It took about 10 years to make Nunaka a reality.
I started this journey in 2012, and I first started trying to find funding for this game.
The idea is to take the lessons to the student.
Nowadays, so much of the community is spent online, so we really saw that going into the phones, getting the kids access where they spend most of their time, is really important.
It's a teaching tool used in the Head Start programs in Nanwalek and Port Graham.
Language preservation begins really in early childhood.
Nunaka has been recognized with national and international awards.
My friend started hearing her language in her home from across just in the other room.
But the real awards will be in the preservation.
She went over to see what happened, and she realized her daughter had found this game and had downloaded it and was playing the game. And it was one of the first times that she had heard Sukhtun in her home.
Now it's your turn to say it. Shamai.
When our mission is related to preserving our cultures, it should also require us to invest in our languages.
The plan is to create new layers in Nunaka to grow more lessons as the learners grow.
The more youth that are engaging, the more lively the language.
Eric Soul, Alaska's news source.
That is very cool. And if you want to try it for yourself, it's free in the App Store.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.